New product song. Okay, so first new product.
That book.
In the store, you can sign up for the Getting Started with FLORA. Now, let me give people a little bit of heads up. If you sign up for the FLORA book, we'll probably do something special for the people who have signed up and buy the first batch. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Maybe a freebie, maybe a discount.
There's all sorts of things
all kinds of things
that could happen. We have another big announcement. Getting Started with Trinket is a book now too. And that'll be out very soon. So Mike did a fantastic job with this. He made all the great tutorials in the learning system, and this is his book on the subject, and it is great. Trinket is a low-cost way to put a microcontroller in almost anything, and it is kind of like set it and forget it for like, you know, less than $10. You've got a microcontroller permanently in a product.
$8, maybe even less soon.
So, sign up on those. Yeah.
Sign up.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe we'll give away your free Trinket with every order. Who knows? Who knows? Mystery.
Okay. So next up, we've got the PrintrBot, and I'm gonna move around here. So this is the PrintrBot Simple. This is the new PrintrBot that we have. We had the kit, but this is the simple metal 3D printer.
Do we have?
And it's assembled. No, because they're all in boxes right now.
All in boxes.
And sealed up.
Sealed up. But
so this is new. This is
not a kit.
Rock solid, fully assembled.
Not a kit. Ready to go.
Yeah.
Print it out.
Couple tech details. So the build volume is 6 by 6 by 6, so 150 millimeters by 150 millimeters by 150 millimeters. It uses PLA, 1.7 PLA.
Yeah, 1.7 millimeter.
Print resolution is 100 microns. And
powder coated, auto leveling.
Yeah, the whole thing weighs 12 pounds, and it's cool stuff. The whole size of it is 14 by 10 by 16. It's an under $600 3D printer. And you get 10% off. We don't have great margins on these, but you do.
You could save $60.
Yeah. So this is a PrintrBot. We looked everywhere. This is one of the best ones for $600. It's great. We really like it. Picked by our experts here at Adafruit, Matt Griffin, and other folks on the team think this is the best one. So
look at this nice machining on that little the guide, the XY guide.
Yeah,
very nice.
The CEO is out here, great guy. Everything was great. This is a nice match. They have lots of open software for it, and I believe they published a good chunk of how the thing works. Okay, next up, Lady Ada, you have an update to.
I have updated Zors, the Easy Link Shield. It is now 1.1. We had a bit of a delay. We were waiting for some modules. It took us a while. We got them all in. And I've also updated the Shield. It is now much better, works a lot better with Mac and Windows computers. Sometimes it was having a little difficulty with certain computers. We have totally buffered and over buffered and extra buffered all of these outputs and inputs to make it even more solid. It now works great. This is the only Arduino Shield in existence that allows you to remotely program your Arduino without any modifications to firmware or hardware or ID or anything.
That's why we're selling a lot of these. It's the only way to do wireless programming.
Yeah, it's the only known consistent way that just always works with programming. I mean, like you can do weird hacks with like another microcontroller or you have a special thing, but this one it's completely transparent to the Arduino IDE. So you can use it to program any Arduino Uno or Arduino Nove or 328-based Arduino or Mega. Doesn't work with Leonardo because Leonardo doesn't use serial ports to upload. It uses USB. Or the other USB-based, like the Dewey also uses USB, but it does work with Mega and Uno and other 328-based ones. We also have the other Easy Link and Easy Keys in stock. We got all the modules back in stock. Yay! Yes, this got updated 1.1. Much better. So if you had a Mac and you were having issues, and we gave you a refund, try this one.
Okay. Quick question. Someone wants to know, are you still considering launching the Breakout board with the NRF51A22 Bluetooth chip?
Yeah, it's like being worked on, not at this very moment, but was like an hour ago before this.
You can't work on electronics and do a show about electronics at the same time,
I sent out the protos, the final proto. We did multiple revisions. We changed tracks halfway through, but we ended up making better decisions.
Yeah.
We now have FCCC cert and JTEC. No, not JTEC. I don't remember the Japanese.
Our certs have certs.
Certifications. Yeah. We're getting all these certifications. So it just takes a little bit of time. We want to make sure that it's basically ready to go, and we wanted to make sure that we could have a low power version of the Breakout that you could use 32 kilohertz crystal, and so we had to kind of stop and revise everything to make, because a lot of Bluetooth Low Energy, they don't have ultra low power mode. They kind of cheap out on the crystal, and we didn't want to do that. We want to make sure that people have the best crystals.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. And next up, got a couple of these. What's going on here?
Oh, these are micro. I'll hold it up because it's so small. It's a micro piezo with wires. We have these as little breadboard-friendly piezos, and we also have little larger ones. These, you can use them as knock sensors, although they're not as good because they're small, and they can also buzz, and they have wires attached. And it's just if you want a piezo on a wire. The place that we got the bigger piezos from is like, well, we also have small ones, and I'm like, yeah, why not? Get some little ones too.
Okay.
Never know, might be handy.
And then this is a little chip.
These are chip sockets.
Sockets.
Yeah, we have, these are sockets for TSOPs and for wide SOICs. We had a couple other sizes, but we just have more sizes, and these are a little bit low cost. So if you have an 8 SOIC, you can see 8 SOIC chip in there.
So you put the little chip in, and then it makes it so you can, like,
you can
breadboard.
Yeah, you can breadboard it.
So you could breadboard something that normally isn't breadboardable.
Yeah, so I can show it on the overhead. That's a little easier. Hold on.
Okay.
Here, maybe you can turn the overhead. Yeah, I've turned on the light.
Okay.
And then maybe you can zoom in. Can you focus? Okay. So, okay. There you go. Great. So there's this little chip on the inside, and so this is a little surface mount chip, and like you can use a breadboard breakout adapter, but if you use this socket instead, there's this like springy thing, and then there's these gold fingers. So you push it down and you place the chip inside, and
is it zero force insertion?
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, I mean, it puts some force on it, but I mean, you don't press it in.
You just put it on there.
You just place it on top.
Okay.
And then you let go, and the little fingers. I don't know if you can kind of see, but the little fingers.
Oh, they grab it.
Come in and they grab over it. So
that's cool.
It doesn't bend the pins. You can still like solder to it, and you can remove it.
Will this work with an Tiny 85S?
Yeah, this is, in fact, the chip inside of here is the AT Tiny 85.
Okay, yes.
So yeah, this is great for that, and then, you know, it just breaks it out into a breadboard. For some reason, this has like 2, I don't know why. Like, I want to only have 1 chip in here, but you can do 2 at a time or something, I don't know. And then this is for a TSOP 16. Same thing. These are a little more expensive because the pins are much finer. Oh, can you focus a little bit more? I know it's hard to, because
sure.
the pins are so small. Yeah, you can kind of see how there's little legs. So it just does like a lot of little teeny legs, but it works really well, and you can prototype with surface mount chips. So many chips only come in surface mount. Oh, sorry. So they're a little bit expensive, but you only need 1, and then you never have to. You don't have to grab. You don't have to grab or solder. Sometimes it's hard to solder to some T-stops. This makes it so you don't have to. When I was prototyping at like my first job, these were like $100 each, so they're like a lot of expensive. Yeah. These are the really nice Japanese ones, not the knockoffs. These are like the original like maker of them, Yamaichi, I think. They're really, really excellent, gold plated, and they have nice. They're stamped, not wires, because sometimes they use like cheap wires and they don't grab. They kind of bend out of the way. Yeah. These, because they're stamped, they're solid. They click down and they clamp onto the pin. Solidly, but not, they don't bend the pin. They just clamp onto it.
And then last product of the night, a micro USB breakout.
Yay!
Good job on this. This is handy.
It looks small, but this was an enormous amount of effort. Because if you look, it's actually a half surface mount, half through hole component. The 5 pins are surface mount. But then the 4 connectors on the side are through hole. We originally went with a fully surface mount connector. This is a really great photo because you can really see it. Usually you have the connectors only surface mount, or maybe it's like there's only 2 pins. But we wanted something that was really, really, really strong, because micro USB jacks can come off a little too easily sometimes, and there's nothing worse than you even give it a little bit of a nudge, it pops off the micro USB, and it tears off the traces, and you're done. It's over. So even though this is just a basic breakout, we used this to prototype our process for soldering these as a fully surface mount process. So we don't actually solder them by hand with a soldering iron. This is actually done all surface mount. We use the pick and place to place them, and the stencil has large apertures, and you see those big pads, and there's enough solder paste on there that it gets pushed through the hole a little bit in the slot, and that the solder grips around it enough to make it very strong. So I'll show on the overhead what it looks like.
Okay, back to the overhead.
So I will try to break this because
really, you're gonna try to break it?
I'm gonna try to break it. So normally, you have your like micro USB. And normally if you have a surface mount connector, like this much force will pop it off.
It does, yeah.
This much force will pop it off. So I'm gonna really try.
Wow.
Yeah, so I actually, you break the cable.
One of the things that you guys don't know, so Lamore will have me break stuff, because she's like, well, we'll just like a dude do. And I just go like, and it's just...
but so we had the first version, and the first version of this we had surface mount connectors, and even with through-hole vias, like I did vias, and like we tried different types, and like it still was enough. But bend this back so you can see how strong it is. Like I cannot.
Yeah, so
I can't break it without breaking the cable.
We're switching the micro USB on a lot of stuff, so this is why we had to
do
this.
But I had to first get the micro USB connector all good.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yay! So now you can benefit from the 3 revisions we did with different kinds of connectors.
You had me break some.
And I had you break up. You did actually eventually break this, but like you were really you cranked on it.
I told you that at that point, the person who's breaking it is actually hurting themselves.
Yeah, you hurt your hand, right? You're like you got blister in your hand or something, like.
Yeah, I know. I drew a little bit of blood because I had to press it so hard.
Yeah. Okay, these breakouts come with blood. Anyways, so they are the strongest micro USB jack.
Does the Raspberry Pi have a good micro USB connector?
It actually does. It has one of these semi-through-hole, semi-surface mount. The Arduino Micro also does, which is where I originally got the idea, because I was like, I like the mini B jacks that we have because they're easy to pick and place, and they're fully surface mount, and they also don't tear off. So we use them for stuff like the Trinket and the Gemma. But originally I didn't want to have micro USB, but actually you need to have a pick and place that's very precise, because you have to place the component exactly, because the holes are like perfectly sized. There's not a lot of slop. Yeah. So it has to be perfectly placed. And if it's off even a little bit, it floats too much. Oh no, I want to do more.
Yeah, you want to do more?
Yeah, we're going to do more.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just going to go away now.
Shh.
Okay.
What are you doing? So you need to have a really good stenciler to have good even stenciling, and you need a really good pick and place that can place it perfectly without shifting it so it slots right in place, because there's board guides and these 4 pads. It's just like you can't have any wiggle room there. There's no wiggle room.
Okay. So that, Lady Ada, is new products. Good work.